Right, here we're going to do a classic. Every steak goes through the same method as too. You take your steak, this particularly got a nice piece of rump steak in there. Steaks are far better when they're actually cooked at room temperature. So how we do our steaks in here, we bring them out, we just give them a light oil, we give them a little bit of seasoning, salt and pepper, either side, and we leave that out to rest for approximately 10 minutes before we actually start cooking them. So what we're going to do with this one, we're going to take this, right, and we're going to put it on our grill. Most people at home will have a frying pan like this. You can do it in that as well. When you're in a restaurant, the better the heat, it seals it, keeps the juices in, and makes it far more nicer. So we're going to pop that into the pan once it's nice and hot, and we're going to start frying that up. As we're starting that as well, we're going to start prepping the sauce at the same time. So firstly off, we're going to do some diced onions. A nice little cupful in the ham will be enough for you. We're going to take some mushrooms, a few sliced mushrooms. I wouldn't use big filled mushrooms because it turns the sauce quite grey, so you're always better off using little button mushrooms like these. They've got a nice bit of flavour, so we're going to start there. We'll come back onto the steak. Now the steak's steaming off nicely on this side. Spread it over. See the caramelisation on that? That little brownness there is getting the sugars out of the meat, sealing it all in, and it's giving it that better taste that you can get. So on this, if you're never quite sure how to get something that's rare, medium rare, well done, there's a little Bible the chefs use sometimes, is take your hand like that, you press that, and that is like blue. Blue is sealed on the outside. You go like that, that is rare. You go like that, that is medium. You go like that, that's well done. You go like that, it's knackered. And you still need some moisture actually in your meat and everything else. So after we've got that, the steak's on there, it's quite nice. To finish that off now, we can put that straight in the oven and bring it out. Okay, as I've got the steak, I like mine rare, so we'll cook that rare today. Now we've cooked it, and we're now going to leave it there to rest. A good 10 minutes to rest. And most restaurants it takes 20 minutes by the time you cook your steak, you leave it to rest and it goes out. So now, got the residue in the pan, all the bits and pieces to go with it as well. I'm going to give it a little bit more butter in there. And I'm going to first off put the onions in, and we'll just fry these onions just without a bit of colour on them. Right, this is a typical Diane sauce. Very easy to do. We're just going to get the onions fried, getting all that residue off the bottom of the pan like so. We're then going to add a little bit of brandy to it. The brandy just wants the alcohol out and the taste of it let in. So that's just the alcohol coming out, and it will leave the flavour of the brandy in it. To make the sauce up, we're then going to do a little bit of white wine. We'll pop that in as well. We'll put the mushrooms in. Mushrooms goes in there now. All the time that's just reducing. We're going to add then, I always use whipping cream because you find it doesn't split. So we're going to put a bit of cream in there first. Don't be shy. We're going to keep this reducing all the time. The heat is the key of cooking anything in the kitchen. We're then going to use some French mustard. French mustard just has a nice little taste to it, and that's what gives you that unusual taste. So we're just going to put a bit of that in the pan. Mix that round in there as well. Now most chefs will have a demi-glace. A demi-glace is just like bones and stock and a reduction, but when you're at home just use a gravy. Keep something over from Sunday lunch. We'll take this across to here, and I've got a little gravy pot on here. And all we need to do is boil that up and get it to reduce. When you use a pan for reducing, it's always nice to have a pan with sides in it. If you put it in the pot with sides coming up, it just seems to boil away. So that's why you want a nice sauteurns pan to cook it. And just leave that to reduce nice and thick. Go back to your steak. Your steak's now ready to be prepped up. I always like to use some grilled tomatoes with it. And what we do is just take some cherry tomatoes here. Really, really sweet. Pop them onto my grill. Okay, we've given this a little bit of time to rest, so this is your steak on here now. We'll present it onto the plate like so. And then as we bring the sauce across now, this is reduced nicely. We're just going to put this across the top. Diane sauce, perfect, so easy to do. If you miss the peppers out, mushrooms out, if you miss the mushrooms out and add pepper to it, it becomes a peppercorn sauce. By the way. Always tidy your plate, keep it nice and tidy for yourself. Sometimes to add a bit more sweetness to this, right, we'll add a balsamic vinegar and just have a little run out on it, makes it a little bit better. We'll go back to the grilled tomatoes, we'll bring these across, a little bit of balsamic dressing. One steak Diane. Serve that with some fries, chips, roasted vegetables, makes it a perfect dish. Right, these are just some of the dishes we do here. We vary, we've got all sorts of nice things on our menu, so please come back and try us. I'm going to get myself out of the kitchen now because my head chef is absolutely going to kill me because I've made such a mess. But anyway, thank you.